Previously on T-Man 978.
And Dark Energon in the Transformers world can corrupt Transformers and make them zombies and pawns of Unicron, to be honest, because Dark Energon comes from the blood of Unicron.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm going to be taking a look at Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Cyberverse Universe Windblade. I'm going on a side tangent right now. I will have been doing YouTube for 10 years at the end of this year, like in October. So when I say doing YouTube, I mean like professional style reviews. And what I mean by professional, well, I have actual lamps, some sort of backdrop that's not my kitchen wall, and a camera that's on a tripod instead of me holding it with one hand and manipulating a toy with the other. Here's one thing that I learned in this time. It doesn't matter when I upload a video, because I get comments every month, sometimes every week, on videos that I've done like 9 and 8 years ago. Things I would think people are not even watching because people want to be relevant and up on the times and whatnot. No, people will find a toy and then come and look for reviews about it. And they stumble on my channel all the time and subscribe. Thank you so much. The reason why I'm putting this out there is because even though I have like going on, I'm super close to 30,000 subscribers. I can't tell that looking at my views right now currently, but I'm super close to 30,000 subscribers, and I read every single comment that I get. I might not reply because sometimes they're just wacky comments with just emojis or something like that. Or something else I don't have anything to say reply to, like somebody saying, I have that figure too. And I'm like, what am I supposed to say to that? Okay, thank you for watching. I do say that sometimes. But anyway, I get comments sometimes about me reviewing something that's old, or I'm like, that's old. And I'm like thinking to myself, okay, it doesn't matter. Like, I know sometimes the people are joking or not, but sometimes, depending on the day, certain comments can get to me because I'm a human being. But I'm just letting y'all know I'm about to review this and a bunch of other stuff that I had laying around for a long ass time. So prepare yourself if you're one of the people who watch as I upload. I'm not going to make another video making that statement again. Anywho, here is Windblade. And she is Windbladey. What makes Windblade looks like Windblade? Red, black, and blue, and this geisha head that she has right here, and some sort of wings with turbines on it. Or VTOLs, as I believe they're titled. But this might be one of the best decoed faces that Hasbro has released so far. Usually she is like lacking in some sort of paint on that face. But this one looks like they went all out with the gold, red, blue, and the white face. And the way the mouth looks like it's like a marionette puppet, that really mimics the design she had on that show. She has the gold fan right here. My only issue with this design right here is they tried to fill her in all over like she has leg fillers. That's rare for a person that, or figure that transformed the way she transformed. Her whole body and back is filled in. The arms are filled in besides those ports that every Legacy figure has. Like, the whole arm is basically filled in. She does have this port right here that looks like a stand port. I don't think I ever paid attention to that. It's kind of weird. I would have liked that, or a lot of people probably would have liked that on the outside for any type of future use for this. But what I was getting to is I don't like the wings right here. On this side, they're they're great and filled in. But on this side, I guess they had to sacrifice. And with the wings taking up so much real estate on her body design, it's unfortunate that this had to be the front. Like, you not only see these mushroom peg situations right there, but all waffles, as they're being called. So that is unfortunate. That's the main thing about her aesthetic that I dislike. But she has nice paint and detail all over her body. Boop. And since she fell right there, and I usually would cut that out of the video, but I'm going to leave it in because she is back heavy. She has a big giant backpack. With the design she has, I think the only way that they could possibly get away with getting an accurate version of her is to do like a commander class price point and make her a masterpiece scale, and they could figure out something that incorporates most of this into her back. I think if anything, she only ever has the cockpit showing on her back, and it's usually small. And on this show, she was able to retract her wings into her body somehow, which I know probably can't be possible. But let's get into the articulation. Her head can look up a lot compared to tons of other figures in this line. She can look down a tiny bit. She can rotate, but she has to watch out for the collar. And the chin does go behind there, but I probably wouldn't recommend that because her face is painted white. Arms do that. The shoulder pads move independently a little bit, but it doesn't give you extra range. She can rotate, would be 360 if the wings weren't there. Bicep rotation, elbows bend slightly less than 90 to be honest. She has the wrist rotation, and oh yeah, these hands. I don't like the aesthetic of these hands. I wish they would stop using it. Or come up with something else. Because if they would have given her like the completely circular hands, that would have looked odd as well. So maybe made them a little bit more dynamic. She has 360 waist. The hips kick out to the side all the way. They kick all the way back, all the way forward. You have a thigh rotation that's like up here, but the sculpting of her legs makes it bump into the crotch right there unless you go out. She has 90 degrees of bend in the knee unless you let it detach. And she has ankle pivot, and the foot does not rock. The toe rocks back, but it doesn't rock forward. She has this Energon blade sword right here, which I believe is supposed to be one of her VTOLs that she pops off and then a blade comes out. But here she is wielding that. I think she could have really benefited from some type of more torso articulation. Like she had an ab crunch, that would have been great. It's because she looks kind of stiff because of the way these arms work, not having any butterfly joints. Oh yeah, you can make these wings go back and up like that if you want, and get as low as this. So I guess I can include that in the articulation, but being able to get into this pose is good enough for a deluxe class. As luck would have it, I have some actual Cyberverse deluxe class figures right here. I have reviews on, I know him. I don't think I ever reviewed him. But their design philosophy was their deluxe class as far as their engineering, because they put ankle pivot and all the other articulations. But they have things like ball joints and whatnot that ever since Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege came out, they put more pins and whatnot into the engineering. And these feel like lighter and cheaper. I believe they were $5 cheaper anyway. And they have a bunch of waffling and whatnot. So they do not feel as solid as she does. Just wait on it. I'm pretty sure they're going to do a real deluxe class Cyberverse Bumblebee. I guess one last thing to mention that I've been forgetting about. You can pull this fan off the back of her head. In fact, it's not even connected to the back of her head when you when you buy this in the store. And she can hold it in the hand, depending on how you put it in there, like a geisha fan. Or you can pretend she's about to throw it. Like, Transformation is your typical jet transformer stuff that's not a seeker. I'm going to rotate her legs around this way, take the feet. While bringing the toe back, I'm going to be pushing this forward. Bring the toe all the way down and lift that all the way forward like that. Same deal on this side. Bring that up, bring this down, and bring that back up while pushing that down. These were back. I'm going to bring these out to the side like that. Now the legs can be connected like this. We need to lift up on that a bit. And up here, we can detach this. Come on, you. Lift this up. God darn this. I've never had them attached that tight. But these are actually on a hinge, so that hinge can come out. Now, the legs are on another hinge right here. So they can come up and come down. And then these can just push up and attach to these pegs on the back of our legs. Squeeze, make sure everything's together. Now the arms can come down and the hands can wrap around the peg that's right here. Bring this down, wrap that around the peg. The shoulders, like I said, they can move independently. Make sure that they are completely down so that we can bring the wings down. And they cover these ports on the back of her shoulders. This thing right here, it actually splits in half. Then we can unaccordion this part of the nose cone and unaccordion that and lift this straight out. Now we can completely make sure our head is straight. Actually, it's on a double hinge. Make sure that's back. Then these two pegs go beside her collar, and then this just wraps around her head, and boom, she is a jet. And it becomes from the top, like most jet formers, a reasonable jet right there. In the show, I believe she was more small in the center. She's more cylindrical, but this is just a wide jet because this is all they could do. You can move these VTOLs forward for when she's zipping around like she likes to do. There is a landing gear they managed to even incorporate into the transformation right there. And these things right here are the rear landing gear. The one in the front looks like an actual wheel, but yeah. So she can and do that. You can put the sword. Where can you put the sword? She has these like pegs, stand port pegs. So you can put it right here. And oh yeah, it's actually supposed to go in between her legs and act like a trail, because she has two ports right there inside the leg. So we can split the leg, port that in, close it like that, shut these back up, make sure the wings are back in place, and now it just looks like she has a trail. Or it can port into this port right there, which is the stand port. Yeah, I don't think it would be able to port anywhere else. These actually coincidentally look like Minicon ports. Here is Leader Class Skyquake, one of the other figures. If things go to my plan, I plan on reviewing soon. So there's that right there. And here's a deluxe class size car right here. So she's appropriately longer as a jet would be, but nowhere. It's almost the same size, to be honest with you. But yeah, the jet is decent, but it just looks like a guy underneath of a jet, just like they always look. Anywho, push this back up. We can go ahead and grab that to separate it. Start bringing it back. Accordion this back into there. Accordion that back into here. And bend this. And now we can, with it clearing the head, shut all that back up. And basically leave it like that. Lift the hands up. Lift the hands up. Get the wings up. Get the wings up. Go ahead and split the legs. Get this sword out of here. We can detach these and go ahead and unaccordion that. Unaccordion this. There's a peg in front of here. When you push it all the way, it pegs in, but not crazy tight. You can bring this hinge back down to get these down here. And now we can bring the toe forward while bringing that fin back at the same time. Rotate the waist around, and there is a peg on her back that goes into a peg hole right here. And now, boom, she is a robot again. Transformation is not too difficult. Vehicle mode just is what it is. It's a decent enough jet, and the robot is just decent. And being all the way completely honest, there are things I would have liked to look better aesthetically. Oh yeah, fold these for the full effect. But I don't know. I don't really like the way this sword looks. Things could have looked better as far as our design, but it does look like the Cyberverse figure at first glance, which they was trying to go for, with a blend of regular Transformers Generations in there to fit her in with G1. I think it still has aesthetics like in the legs. In a G1 figure design, they wouldn't have had legs that look like that. But anywho, thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action. That one's me. Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should.